Hey everyone, Miacidae here, welcome back to Darkest Dungeon. So today in the No Hope Estate, we're going to be going into the runes. No particular reason other than I kind of wanted to level up the runes, level up some people, get whatever we can out of this. It's going to be a nice, safe run, well, as safe as I can make it, being as it's the No Hope Estate, where things are going sideways every time they can, and especially because the Dwimmerlaik is here, if he actually is in the dungeon, it's going to be my first experience with him in the actual No Hope Estate, so things have a few ways of going sideways in this run, but it'll be good to get a little bit of experience with him. So because the runes have a lot of chances to make Blight work, I want to go in with another Blight team. So we're going in with Maudit, our old Legion again, who barely made it out last time. But we're going to see what we can do with him. I'm mainly going to be using Overwhelm once again. So that means I'm going to be taking advantage of the Venom Axe. So Overwhelm, it debuffs the target that every time it hits the first two rows, that they will take plus 20% damage received from both Devil Axe and Overwhelm. Debuffs apply on miss as well. It does do a lot less damage than Devil Axe, however I don't have a chance of damaging myself, which is why I'm opting to use Overwhelm over Devil Axe. The one time I've used Devil Axe so far, it already backfired. We have Tomahawk on just in case he gets knocked back, but he cannot use it in row 1, so he won't be using Tomahawk too often. And we have Last Laugh, so if his HP does go below 40%, he can get a free mark on the target. It also does mark him, but then everyone else has a little bit better of a chance to do extra damage with, say, Audrey with Throw and Dagger and things like that. So we have Venom Axe on the Legion, so he does a lot less damage once again. Already minus 50% damage on Overwhelm, and then another 65% minus damage on melee skill. So he's only going to be doing 2-3 damage a hit, but then on melee hit he does a 3-for-3 Blight. He also has 12 accuracy, which he doesn't have the best accuracy, so this is helping him out. And I mean, he gets minus stun chance, but we can't stun anyway on the No Hope Estate, so that doesn't really matter to me. We then have the Poisoned Skull on him, so he does another 1-for-3 Blight on hit, meaning on any attack he does, meaning Overwhelm, first two rows. First two rows are going to be getting a 4-for-3 Blight instead of a 3-for-3 just because of Venom Axe. He also has plus crit against Blighted and plus damage versus Blighted, so he might be hitting a little bit harder on subsequent turns. We then have the Silent, who I'm mainly going to be using her Poisoner's tools once again. Corpse Explosion to just destroy enemies, doing a 5-for-3 Blight on all enemies, destroying corpses. Noxious Fume for 6 non-killing attacks, plus Blight chance, and a 2-for-3 Blight, or Catalyst doing a 5-for-3 Blight and plus 100% Blight amount versus Blighted, meaning if I hit something that Maudit has already hit, it is a 10-for-3 Blight. We then have the Blight Stone, so she has a better Blight chance, because Catalyst is only 120% Blight chance, Noxious Fume is only 100%, so depending upon what I fight, it isn't the best Blight chance. And then we have the Blight Amulet, so she gets plus 33% Blight amount, so the Catalyst on a already blighted target will be a 13 Blight. We then have Audrey the Grave Robber, who I'm mainly going to be doing Poison Dagger on, so that's a 3-for-4 Blight. However, to finish things off, I might be doing Throw and Dagger to do extra damage versus marked and or blighted, or pick the face for armor piercing. Then for her trinkets, we have the Archer's Bracer, just making her do a little bit extra damage with Throw and Dagger or Poison Dart. It's a 1 base damage. And we have Makiak's Head, so plus debuff chance, and on attack hit, debuff whatever she hits for minus 8 dodge while they are blighted, mainly so that Poison Dart does minus blight resistance. And then just so we get a little extra gold, you'll see I spent a lot of gold training these people just to get the armor and skills up. We have Montgomery the Anti, mainly using Flash Powder and Invigorating Vapors, maybe Nervous Stab to finish things off if it comes down to that. She has the Ancestors map for Trap, Disarm, and Scouting chance, and the Aggression Tactics to do Monster Surprised, just as a little bit of support in the back. So let's see what we can do. If we run into the Dwimmerlaik, I can speak, I swear. It might be a little bit rough, just because I believe it has a little bit higher of a blight resistance. I will only take 3 shovels. But then a lot of supplies here, just for the random things we might be running into. Some holy waters for various curios, and a bunch of torches, and we'll be off.
Pace out the halls of your lineage once familiar, now foreign.
Alright, so since we have to explore 90% of rooms, I'm going to go all the way up to the top room on the left. Then we'll dive back down and see what we get, making sure to explore or investigate everything I can with the ante. Gonna leave the journal, just in case I do have to delete anyone from the estate. I don't want the journals there backfiring on me. Very nice dodges to start. We're gonna poison dart the bone rabble. Overwhelm, one rabble down. Other rabble goes down to blight. So I'm going... They have an 80% blight resistance. I'm just going to glass knife one of the sycophants here. That's one down. Then I'm going to flash powder for the debuff on the sycophant, lowering its hit rate. Or its accuracy, rather. Haha. Alright, tools of the trade. I doubt this is going to do what I need it to, but we can still do some damage with corpse explosion. And then pick to the face, smashing the bug. Already got a rare antique, wow. That's very much welcome. Alright, going up. I'm going to ignore this guy for now. We'll see how things are on the way back. Minor antique, we're going to stash those right there. Emerald, and I do actually want the portrait. You have a good trap disarm because of the Ancestors map there, so we'll actually get your stress down there. Gonna go all the way up, and then we'll get this stuff on the way back down. And that's going to be the last of my herbs, actually, because 2 Iron Maidens, wow. I was kind of thinking I wouldn't use too many medicinal herbs, but
wealth beyond
here we are already.
Awarded to the brave and the foolhardy.
And I want to take the crests, but I'm going to find more later on. I really do actually need the crests, but it's one of those things of those are more likely to be found. We'll take the sapphire as well. I will do the bloodsucker fight here. I'm not going to take the invitation, but it might give me, you know, rare antique or something like that. Now, the funny thing about them moving Montgomery here is I don't think it really messes with the ability for anyone to do any of their attacks, except for pick to the face. So let's hit the sycophant here. Sycophant goes down.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
Gonna tools of the trade, so I can glass knife the messenger. Nervous stab, he goes down, and then manservant needs 1 whole damage done to him.
Remind yourself that
Okay, taking what I can.
slow and insidious killer. The match is struck.
Alright, I should actually default party order here. Leave the books. Books are bad. Oh, say his name and he'll be here. I actually thought his blight resistance was higher. No, he's got a 50-50 for bleed blight. Debuff sucks though. Okay, so if I overwhelm, he takes more damage from overwhelm. He also gets blighted for a little bit. Then I can Noxious Fume with the Silent so that I can get a continuous hit with Blight on him. Barrage him with Poison Darts, and then I'm just going to Invigorating Vapor Spam. I think that's going to be the way to go about it. So still only bladed for 4. He resisted that. Stun's not great. Up our dodge.
Inspiration and improvement.
And I really hope he doesn't spam that, because that horrors now.
Even the boldest gaze.
Trying Poison Dart again. Well, it's at least lowering his blight resistance. Overwhelm again. There we go, there's that blight. 4. Tools of trade. Noxious Fume upping her blight chance. Invigorating Vapors up our dodge. Now we'll start snowballing. Do not stun. Okay, we dodged. We can't hit, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna Tearing Shadows just so I can have a chance at tomahawking. There's that.
Festering fear consumes the mind.
Alright, Poison Dart. Man, he is resisting. He's rolling a 4% chance on that. How often? Alright, Catalyst. 21 Blight. Upper Dodge.
A time to perform beyond one's limits.
I can't hit anything I want. Pass. Poison Dart again, lowering blight resistance. There we go. And then he heals again.
The horror.
I can't do much, so Tools of Trade. Ups her speed. Refreshes uses. Gonna neutralize for crits received.
Masterfully executed.
Got the debuff. Got the blight due to her Noxious Fume there. Upping dodge again because we need it. Because if he hits us, we're screwed. Tools of Trade. Catalyst again for a huge blight. Blighted for 23. He's in row 3, so Tomahawk. No damage received down on that. He's blighted for 24. Throw in Dagger. We can hit him down. Light takes him out. Or Nervous Stab does.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
I thought he would do a lot more. That scared me.
Victory, but a victory nonetheless.
Ooh. I see 2 things I really want here. And I also want the money. Okay, let's see here. 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 rooms left. Okay, so we're gonna torch.
The promise of safety.
Take the torch for the Mark of Pride because that's like one of the best vessel trinkets, especially now that I essentially can't use a few that I would consider better. This is going to be one of the best trinkets I have in my arsenal now. I cannot let this thing go. The anti-venom is the other thing. Like, this can get me if you use this on a very select few trinkets. However, Festival Lantern on the Oni, I know that I most likely will not be using the thing to get the monster buffs, the pitch black or whatever. But if I ever decided to, this would be the thing to go, because that is a lot of good buffs. And then not those. I know I need the portraits, but I'm going to take the money. Wasn't even that bad on stress. I'm genuinely surprised. Secret door right there, so I'm gonna go to it. Books are bad. Default party order. Actually, you know what? We'll do this, just so I can use Tomahawk if need be. Blighting one of the animated armors before it gets its chance to riposte. Overwhelm, blighting them again. Blighted for 7 out of 9, it's almost down. I'm gonna Catalyst this one. And that should actually bring row 1 animated armor down. So row 2 has like 2 health left, and now it has no health left.
Destroyed.
Those were the 2 biggest targets just because the riposte they could get. Now I want that observer down, just because I do not want the quirk from it.
Continue the onslaught.
Overwhelm again, waking up Terrorfang. Now if I... Ooh, I can't do the thing I wanted to. Glass knife. Now it blights out.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
Okay. I'll just leave that stuff. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to torch in this room right here, or camp rather. Actually, I should camp right here so I have the room for whatever this has. So feasting for the stress, a little bit of health.
The battle may yet be won.
Oh, I thought I had to prevent nighttime ambush. Well, I'm about to find out. Encourage for stress. Accuracy for the damage. This gets her +3 flat damage for 4 battles. I'm gonna alchemize a potion. Actually, wait. Let's see here. I could get a random trinket. Let's see. This wasn't a good one. Nah, that's not what I want. Then we're gonna footwork on the Silent, upping her dodge by 30%. So since she has almost 30 dodge, this should be about 10 extra dodge on her for 4 battles. 9 dodge. Then we're gonna take the potions. So it's strength potions. I believe this is for like a few battles. They're also worth 2,000 gold apiece, but yeah, 15% damage, 7 accuracy for 3 battles. We'll give that 1 to Silent, 1 to the Grave Robber. Oh, I thought I went back over to the Grave Robber. I wasted one of them, I suppose.
As the light gains,
And then Montgomery can key this.
are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
We got Diggs's head back. We got a minor antique. We're going to trade out the leather brace for the trapezohedron. And can give out the keys now, I suppose. Trap gone, no monster spawn. Up we go to this. We'll do both of these rooms, then go down. These guys, again, it's an easier fight this time just because there's no Terrorfang. But we definitely want those animated armors down. Just so we don't get blighted from the riposte. So 12 and 11. You know what? We'll do this. Alright, tools of the trade. Can I corpse explosion taking one out? That'd be a high hope. We'll just catalyst. So the row 2 animated armor goes down.
The slow death.
He didn't guard the flawed observer, so we can still take that thing down. So glass knife, because it does more damage than neutralize.
Eradicated.
For a one-time use, it's better. And then animated armor goes down to pick to the face.
These nightmarish creatures can be
Leaving that because we can't use it.
beaten.
Going to left or right, I know directions. Taking the torch.
A handsome reward.
Another antique, I love it.
Well performed.
Room explored, going back, torching up. Hunger check. Probably should have left that, but we got the hunger check on a different square. I'll leave that this time. Alright. Cultists! Yay! And we surprised them. Alright, so let's hit the Acolyte in the back, because we're doing good on health. So let's see if we can get away with good stress levels too. Up our dodge. Hit the first 2 rows.
Decisive pummeling.
Tools of the trade. And if I corpse explosion, I can take the first row brawler out because he has more health, and then blight the rest of them. So 10 blight, 7 blight, only 1 acolyte left. Which, now they're not left. Got another rare antique.
Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
Now technically I'm only going to have to go down to this battle room. And I don't see any use for the shovels. I also don't really see a use for the bandages. Oh, I can just leave now. Oh, they really want me dead. Trap and battle. Just going back in here. I overwhelm hitting the animated armor, also the courtier. Kinda strange that the soldiers in row 3 here. We're gonna catalyst, hit the animated armor. He goes down now. 16 blight. Upping our dodge because this torturer and the soldier probably aren't going down. Hitting the courtier so we don't get too stressed out. And then there's gonna be 2 left.
Decimated.
Alright, torture is next on the list. Kinda surprised he's hitting with that 47 dodge. And now we're bleeding. After I threw away the bandages. Glass knife should end the fight.
Executed with impunity.
And taking what we can.
Success.
Got 2 more emeralds, so that's awesome.
Or is it merely a trick of the light?
Sack is empty. Well, shame. Spawned another battle room. Or another battle in the hallway. Wow. I haven't seen a Specter in a hot minute. 2 torturers as well. So I think I want to do is corpse explosion one of them. So I can do damage to the flawed observer. That way I don't get the quirk. Actually, I can just do that. And if I tools of the trade, I get extra accuracy and speed. Corpse Explosion hits Bone Torture for as much health as it has no matter what, and then we just transferred the Blight, and, well, Specter goes down. And it has enough Blight to take it out, so it doesn't really matter what I do. Taking what we can, leaving the shovel, continuing on.
So too will resistance.
Alright. Room battle with Curio. Torching. Ah. This one might be a to-do. At least we can Blight the Supplicant. Sycophants are going to be a to-do. Picture the face, splatting bug. Upping dodge. Corpse Explosion. No, that's not going to do what I need it to do, so Catalyst. He goes down. Just bugs left. That actually hit. I guess Legion does have the lower dodge on this team, but it's still a 30 dodge. I guess the Anti has a lower dodge. My bad. But nonetheless, Splat Bug, Overwhelm. See if he can slice it, and then Tools of the Trade, so I can Glass Knife. I think that's going to have the higher accuracy, yeah? Oh no, Neutralize does. Alright, taking what we can.
Seize this momentum.
Going to use one of the torches so I can take one of the stacks of the crests. And then I see this thing over here. So I'm going to Holy Water that. Which was worth keeping. Cool. Then room battle with Curio. This shouldn't be too bad at all. So Overwhelm. Blighting them. Poison Dart on Soldier and back. I'm just going to up our dodge because the Torture is probably going to live. Tools of the Trade so I can Corpse Explosion, hitting the soldier who has 6 health in front. And we mucked that up. I thought I still had her buffs on there. So I was going to hit for like 8 to 10 instead of the 5 to 6. Good news is Courtier and Soldier still drop, so I can just go at the Torturer. Or do that and transfer more Blight over, and he has 10 Blight now and everyone still drops.
Another abomination cleansed from our lands.
Alright, taking what I can.
Expedition at least promises.
Gonna use a bit of food there. 2 rooms left, a few curios. I'm not sure what the chances are of using the holy water actually are, and that's the one thing I'm willing to give up here. Suit of armor. Protection until camp. I'm going to check the curio to the left here. We can eat. I'm not going to... You know what? Screw it. We might get more gold or something. So hitting the messenger. Lighting them, hopefully. Nope. Overwhelm on these two. Both of them got blighted. I was thinking only the Supplicant would. So now I can Corpse Explosion on Sycophant for sure. Or not. I need to learn to shut my mouth. Who goes first? Okay, so can I Corpse Explosion anyone here? Probably not. What I can do is Catalyst on Supplicant, who's about to go, blighting him, making sure he goes away at least. And Montgomery can hit the Messenger, so it has 1 health left. Next turn, I just wipe them out. Hopefully. That stun is not great.
A brilliant confluence of skill and purpose.
Alright, yeah, just take out the Messenger. Just be safe about it. Tomahawk Sycophant back. Just Sycophant in front now, who we're gonna Glass Knife. Who has 1 health left now. And neutralize. A bit of food. Minor antique, bit of money.
Driven into the mud.
Gonna switch silent into front. And then we'll go over here. Nah, we'll leave this one. That wasn't too much of a reward. Can't open this without a very big risk of something happening. And I do not have a shovel or anything to open this obstacle here. So we're not going to mess with that. Because I can't see the curio right afterward. So that's going to be that.
Belong to us. And we will find whatever secrets they hold.
So, got the phase space diagram for the Tempest. Kind of acts like the map I have on the Anti right there. Only a little bit different. So, -7 dodge on her. However, +15 scouting chance. And it does give her the debuff chance and move chance instead of trap disarm, which she is already really good at. We did get 27,000 gold, 28,000 about thereabouts with treasure, on top of the 4,500. So we roughly got 32,000 gold with everything combined. 17 crests, which I was really short on. 2 deeds, 4 busts. Silent hit level 3, which isn't the worst thing in the world. However, she did get smallpox. Maudit is almost level 3, so I'm probably going to save him for a boss. Audrey is in the same position. And Hyromania on Montgomery, so we do need to get rid of that as well.
The plume and the pistol. A fitting end to my folly. And a curse upon us all.
You know, I thought smallpox gave different debuffs, but the -25% max HP makes sense, and that is really, really bad. Although, the -10 protection, I don't remember that part. I thought it would be something else, but that's not the worst thing in the world. We'll still get rid of it. And Montgomery here. Hyromania. If you would, get rid of that. Why the leather straps? So, how do they treat Hyromania? Do they just strap them down and then show them gold right in front of their face? Is that how that one works? Audrey needs to go there for stress relief. At the stagecoach, we are missing a bowman, and I'm really glad we did get the bowman because one of the things we have the gold for now, also I'm kind of tempted to get this heightened oculi, is their moon oil bowstring, which I used a lot on my previous playthrough. On hit, other enemies plus bleed blight amount received. On kill, other enemies bleed amount 1 for 3 rounds. So that's a really nice one, especially considering when you have their other trinkets aboard, like the Splinterwood Shaft. It can be really fun. He is curious though, so hey buddy, I know I just tired you. Curious goes away. I believe the Sonar's Prophet there is available, however, I suppose the Protective Collar could get really useful. So we might go get that. I don't know. There's a lot of trinkets that I have to kind of think about just how useful they're going to be. And the ones that up dodge, you know, that could be good. Because there's ways to use the Houndmaster where, like, if he's doing the AoE damage, he's not doing damage anyway, it's more for his bleed. So that might not be the worst thing in the world to grab. So I might be doing the Sonorous Prophet next time, just because it is a boss and this episode's almost at 40 minutes. I don't think I'd be doing it in this episode because bosses can take a little bit longer. With that being said, I don't know who I would have go fight him. It's not Chose, so I know he can't cure his own afflictions, or dots, things like that. But I'm also not sure which team I would want for him. So I don't know. I'll look around, see what I want to bring to him, see how I want to fight him, things like that. Because I do think I want to break the pews, but I also want a team that if things go south, I can just take him out right away. So I'll look around, see what we have, devise a plan, go from there. So that'll be it for this time. As always, I wish you all well. I'll see you next time, and please have a good one.